But by doping a one side of silicon crystal with a p-type impurity and the other side by the n-type impurity, we can convert this silicon crystal into the p-n junction. And here this junction is the border where the p-type and n-type region meets. And this silicon crystal with p and n-type impurity is also known as the diode, because here the p-type and n-type region acts like a two electrodes. So understanding this p-n junction, we can understand all kinds of semiconductor devices. So in this p-type region, each circled negative sign represents the trivalent atom and the positive sign represents the hole. Similarly, in the n-type region, each circled positive sign represents the pentavalent atom and each minus sign represents the electron. And here, for the simplicity, in both regions, the minority carriers are not shown. But in very small quantity, they are also present in both regions. Now, due to the doping, there is a large number of electrons in the n side, but very few electrons on the p side, because on the p side, the electrons are minority carriers. And whenever this p and n regions are joined, then the electrons from the n side starts diffusing towards the p side. So whenever the electron enters the p-type region, then it becomes the minority carrier. And being surrounded by the so many holes, its lifetime will be very short, and due to that, it will get recombined with these holes. So whenever the electron diffuses across the junction, then it creates the two ions. So first, whenever it leaves this n-type region, then it leaves behind this pentavalent atom, which is just one shot of electron. So due to that, it will become a positive ion. And whenever the electron enters this p-type region, then it will get recombined with the whole of this trivalent atom. So after capturing the electron, this trivalent atom will become a negative ion. So every time the electron diffuses to the p side from the n side, then it creates one positive and the negative ion near the junction. Now these ions are the immobile ions, and unlike the free charge carriers like electrons and the holes, they cannot move. So due to the recombination of these holes and electrons near this junction, there is hardly any free charge carriers near this junction. Or we can say that due to the recombination, this junction is depleted from the free charge carriers. And due to that, this region is also known as the depletion region. So this depletion region contains both positive and the negative ions, which are immobile in the nature. And apart from that, it also contains a few charge carriers which are thermally generated in this depletion region. Now in this depletion region, these ions sets up the electric field. And this electric field points from the positively charged ions towards the negatively charged ions. And due to this electric field, only few electrons from the n side are able to cross this depletion region. And the same is true for the holes in this p side region. Or we can say that these immobile ions creates the barrier potential for these majority carriers, so that they are not able to diffuse from one side to the other side. So this barrier potential is also known as the built-in potential. And for the silicon, this built-in potential is equal to 0.7 volt, while for the germanium it is roughly around 0.3 volt. So the free charge carriers, or to be precise the majority carriers in both regions, has to overcome this barrier potential to cross this depletion region. And only few majority carriers are able to cross this barrier whenever there is no external biasing. But due to this electric field, the minority carriers in the both regions will be able to cross this depletion region. For example, the holes which are minority carriers in this n-type region will get swept from the n-type region towards the p-type region, and they will become majority carriers in this p-type region. Similarly, the electrons which are minority carriers in this p-type region will get swept due to this electric field in this n-type region. And once they enter this n-type region, they will become the majority carriers. So due to this built-in electric field, the majority carriers are not able to cross this junction, but still the minority carriers will be able to go from one region to the another region. But when there is no external biasing is applied, then the flow of electron due to the electric field and due to the diffusion will get cancel out each other. Or in other words, we can say that the flow of minority charge carriers and the majority charge carrier will cancel out each other, so that the overall current in the circuit will be 0. And the same thing is also applicable for the holes. So whenever this PN junction is not biased, then the overall current in the circuit will be 0. So if these majority charge carriers on both N and P side wants to cross this depletion region, then they require the external biasing voltage. So if we apply the external field in the same direction as the built-in electric field, in that case, this depletion region will provide a more resistance to the majority carrier.